So even before you get to the safari park, make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes. Also, bring some sunscreen. It does get hot out there in the San Pasqual Valley, so make sure you bring some sunscreen and lather up. If it's not your sunscreen, make sure you bring some snacks. Whether it be crackers, bars, or fruit, make sure you bring something. Safari Park has a lot of walking, and you're gonna use a lot of energy. So make sure you bring something to keep yourself going throughout the day. If it's not one of these guys, make sure you bring your water bottle. Safari Park offers free water at the different places, so if you bring your water bottle, they'll refill it for free. So one of the things that you'll want to do when you arrive at the park is allow yourself a full day. As you're walking around, there's a lot to see. Also, another pro tip, if you want to miss a school group, usually the school groups leave here by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you come then, you might have a more emptier park to roam and explore. One of the great things about this park is to come as early as you can in the mornings. That's usually when the animals are most active. So one of the great things to keep in mind before you come to the park is to go online and make sure you take a look at the calendar of events. Different things happen all throughout the year here. Things like in the springtime they do Butterfly Jungle, and then during summer they do a thing called Summer Safari where they get to kind of introduce a bunch of different fun, entertainment, music, and dancing, as well as different animals. So let's say you want to take advantage of the day and not have to deal with all the crowds here at the park. Take a look at booking one of the tours or going on Flightline or doing something like that as far as a fun interactive experience while you're here at the park. This allows for you to get away from the crowds and kind of be alone with your family as you get your personal tour guide to go around the park and take a closer look at the animals here in the park. Let's say you can't get enough of the park here. Definitely go online and take a look at the different online cameras they have that they set up inside the enclosures so you can take a look at all the different animals, even when you're at home.
Variety in Southeast Asia, a couple of them actually, that are a bit endangered. This is, I'm happy to say, not an endangered species. They're doing pretty well in East Africa and South Africa.
So when coming to the park, make sure you get on the tram the first thing in the morning, because usually that's when there's the less people. Or if you go on the tram, go on the last thing at the end of the day. This way you will avoid a line, and so you won't have to wait as long when going on the Africa tram. So let's say you come to an animal enclosure and there's nothing here. Well, there's lots of different animal views as far as where you can see the animals. Like, there's this one, like here, and like down here. Don't give up on an animal just because you can't see it, but take a look around and see if there's another way as far as a different angle to see the animals. One of the things that's usually hidden far back in the park is Condor Ridge and Tiger Trails. Make sure you don't miss these guys because they can be off the beaten path, so make sure you take some time, come up the hill. Sometimes as you explore, it's nice to go off the beaten path. Off the Walk Through Australia exhibit, there's this area here, which is the Bonsai Pavilion. Not many people know that Safari Park has a cool bonsai area, as well as a botanical garden, so it's really cool to check out. So another great tip as you're walking around the park, the volunteers here at Safari Park are all in red shirts. So if you need questions answered, ask the volunteers. They're here to help you, and they're always ready to share their wealth of knowledge that they have. So behind me is a space where they do the cheetah run. If you are going to come and stay during the day to see the cheetah run, it happens once a day, usually around 3:30. And they only do it once. So in order to get here about 30 minutes to an hour early. One of the great restaurants to come eat at here is the Watering Hole, which is right behind me, because then you get a view of all of this right here behind you with all the different animals. There's rhinos and zebras and wildebeest kind of all running around. So it's really cool to take a look at with all this as a view. So behind me is a splash pad. If it's really hot and you're visiting the park, make sure you pack an extra pair of swimsuits or something, or change of clothes. Bring your kids down to the splash pad that's over by Cheetah Run so they can splash around and get wet and have fun so they can cool down during the day.
Mandy, nice to see you out there too. Ooh, are you the paparazzi? Get my good side. Awesome, just so you know those usually end up in black and white.
So one of the great tips is if you have little ones, to come to the petting zoo and come take a look at all the different goats and little sheep thingies that they have here, and you can brush them and interact with them and give them a nice little pat on the head. Just be careful where you step because there might be poop. One of the best things about the park is if you go to Kibo's over by the Lagoon Loop, you can get an icy float, which I've never seen anywhere else except for here, which is super amazing. Or get a soft serve like that. Big, huge thing. Looks like a turkey leg. If you need a cute, cheap gift idea for friends, take a look at these little guys. They are only about 10 bucks or less, and they make a great present. Or behind me, you'll see 50% off section. Usually they'll have this located inside one of the main gift shops. So right behind me is a great area for a cheap gift. So let's say you love coming to the safari park and you want to go visit the zoo too. Upgrade your membership to a year pass, and that way you can visit both parks. You'll also get free parking as well as 10% off different things that you purchase here inside the parks, food, souvenirs, whatever. Also, you'll get a cool Zoo News little magazine with your year subscription, so make sure to check that out. And also, depending on what level year pass you get, like the one that I have, you get to bring someone in for free whenever you come to visit.